everybody, it's Lisa Lampanelli, and welcome to this episode of Losers with a Dream. Today, we get a little punchy. I'm not going to lie to you. We're tired, but we're staying in the game, and that is because our subject is celebrating your failures. We've all failed at a lot of shit, especially me. And trust me, Bo and Nick have their share of failures too. But instead of getting down, instead of beating ourselves up, instead of quitting and taking our ball and going home, we stay in the game. And we will tell you how to celebrate your failures and stay a viable force in the universe. I know it sounds flaky, but it's true. Thanks for coming back and listening to Losers with a Dream. Enjoy! Hey, you all know what time it is. It's Lisa Lampanelli, and it's time for the Losers with the Dream featuring me and, yeah, two other guys, Nick and Bo. I mean, nobody cares. I mean, I'm the star. Are you kidding me? They do nothing without me. Losers with the Dream. You're listening, so who's the actual loser? Now sit back and enjoy Losers with the Dream. Or don't enjoy it, or don't even sit down. Shut up, burn calories.
Hello, welcome to the Loser with a Dream podcast. We are losers.
I got some big old dreams.
And Bo's hair looks fresh.
Ooh, oh my God.
I just had to take him to the bathroom. He goes, I'm not a hairstylist. I don't know what to do. I go, put water in it. That's it.
It certainly looks fire to me.
Yeah.
Fire.
It is lit, I think, as the kids say. Why, yes, very chic. Wait, no.
I was like, oh, Nick, what do you do with your hair? And I was like, oh.
Jizz in it.
My beard. You know what's sad? This is when I wake up. I have a beard brush.
We know.
And beard oil.
We're quite aware.
You wake up and this is the first thing I brush. I'm like, wow, times have changed. It's
Listen,
all over.
I can't even imagine you with hair. I don't think I'd like it.
Oh, I found it. I got to show you. I meant to show you. I found that someone sent me an old photo of me with hair. I looked like a real Ginzaloon. It was just like I meant to send it to you, but I'll show you right after.
That is true. If he had hair, he'd be slicking it, and it would be
wait till you see the
gross.
photo. Just it's ridiculous.
I imagine. Bo, are you balding at all? No.
Just a
tad
on the crown.
Very,
You're
very
fine,
lucky.
dude.
That's good. Because when a man loses his hair,
fine.
he's got to grow it on his ball sack to make up for it.
Yeah,
so
that's where my
you must have
yarmulke goes.
I might do a little keeps on the top there.
A little
Make
what?
Sure the keeps. It's a product that you put on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The finasteride, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, something to just make sure it doesn't go.
Like a Rogaine, a modern Rogaine?
Yeah, but,
Okay.
but no one in my
It's
family
vegan.
balds. We're not animals. So.
Oh, yeah. Promote the show, Nick.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I missed what he said about the ball joke. I
It's
don't
okay,
know.
don't worry
People
about
stop
it.
listening, just like when he performs. All right, real quick. Go to iTunes, go to Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star review, nothing less.
I want nothing but 1-star reviews
1
from now
stars.
on.
Go to Spotify. I don't know if you could do reviews there or give us fucking 3 rainbows.
Like spank
whatever
one
the
out
fuck.
on the phone.
Doesn't matter.
You can shoot a load on your iPhone. What? Is that bad? Does
Is
it
that
stick
bad?
in the outlet? Is that wrong?
Because if you do that, then Facebook will have your DNA.
Yeah. Oh my
Which
God,
they already
it's true.
probably have.
It's true.
But and also YouTubes if you want to see us because you can watch us because we're beautiful.
Yeah, that's about it.
And just like Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
It's certainly
Me
true
and you,
about
Lisa.
that.
Fucking
I would do. Sorry. Okay, that was last week.
Wonderful
I shan't
wops.
sing this time. I'm going to do. I regret. We did an episode on regrets, and I regret singing so much on that episode because I was all
the audience.
songs that none of you had heard of, like "Just Once" by James
Nah,
Ingram.
yeah, I just
and
yeah,
that's
that was
okay.
good.
That's okay.
That was good.
So I regret singing, so I shan't do it now. Now I regret saying shan't because that is very.
I just
old
shan't my
school.
pants listening to you.
I have to plug my dates real quick, so I don't regret that.
Oh
Okay?
my God! I hate
But you'll
you.
regret seeing him.
Wait a minute.
No,
What
I'll be
date is
hosting,
it,
so
Bo?
come.
Well, you're going to want to come see me. If you live in Connecticut or the surrounding area, please come see me at Fairfield Comedy Club on April 23rd in Fairfield. You can get tickets fairfieldcomedyclub.com.
How do you
I'll
do
be
a fart
featuring.
noise? Can you do a fart noise? Okay, go ahead, Bo. What's your next one?
Fairfield Comedy Club, April 23rd. There's one show up right now. There will be 2 shows up by the time you
Why?
hear this.
Probably
because
Why?
there's going to be too many tickets sold.
Yeah, any amount of shows. Oh, sorry, I can't even.
Any amount of tickets.
I can't. I'm too tired. I'm too tired. Let's just take any amount of tickets bought is too many sold to your show.
Very
Okay?
good, very
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Lisa just
yeah,
goes,
yeah. She did it. I'm the hand.
Lisa
of
just
his
went- Lisa
comedy
just went,
shit. Yeah, I just give up. I can't.
That was so
I'm
funny.
done. Too tired, too hot. Don't get it. Okay, no, but go see Bo. He really is not as awful live.
Right.
That's as much of a
shining
compliment.
self-endorsement.
I
Right.
know. I know. All right. So, what do we have to start with today?
Maybe a little mental health, maybe a little meathead, maybe a
Yeah.
little all over the place.
Okay,
Yeah, we
I
don't
believe
care.
that your mental health is very much mirroring those of our listeners. It's not good.
I see what he has written down. It's not
Bo,
gonna be
I would
good.
love to hear your mental health check-in today.
This is
Oh, no.
This is not going to be good.
So this week,
trying to be edgy.
I feel like Caitlyn Jenner
Oh, my
because
God.
I am transitioning from a feature comic to a headliner. And I'm just getting used to experiencing the headliner lifestyle.
Listen, that is very bad, and I'll tell you why.
Thank
Because
God.
things-
I'm not
No,
even
no,
going to.
I don't mind. But
okay.
you didn't do enough of a pause after the word transition.
Oh, you're right.
So here's how, if you wanted that joke to land, possibly let's workshop it.
Okay, let's do it.
You know, here, I'll be Bo. That's why I wore the baggy shirt too.
We need a pillow.
You can't do the same voice as Nick.
No, this is different. Mine's more.
I feel
whoppy.
like that you have the big
That's
pause.
Nick. That's me.
Caitlyn Jenner. Except I am transitioning from feature to headliner. See, you have to say except, because what happens is then we think you're getting a dick cut off.
Which would also be a good move.
Yes, because the Russians would support that because of
small scalpel.
Alexander.
You know, like those little kid scissors. That's all
You know
you
what
need.
could be
Pop it right off.
Yeah.
his Russian nickname could be Alex Cut Your Cock Off. Fucking perfect. So yeah, you are transitioning, I would say, from an open micer to a cheaply paid closer. I feel the word headliner. I think we have said, and you know, I admire you and I love your work ethic. I do not like your delusion. Headliner,
Look at his
people
face.
recognize their name and they buy tickets. A closer is someone who does 45 minutes at the end. So I think you're a closer by some D-list clubs.
Right.
And
Closer, just like your
you were
arteries.
previously an open micer. So you are like Caitlyn Jenner in
Please
that
come to
way.
Fairfield Comedy Club. Please.
You are like
Please
Caitlyn
God.
Jenner. You're a
No,
Republican.
tickets.
Because I like your enthusiasm, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to keep the
No.
delusion to a minimum.
I'm a headliner now.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big deal. I'm a big...
That was a tough one.
I think Wolf just went deaf.
Yeah.
No, but I am proud of you. So, how is that transition going? Have you grown
Stop
tits?
fidgeting
You've
like a
grown
child.
tits, so it's Did you get your period yet?
It's scary.
He's
I'm
like, I've
having
been
a-
growing these tits for the last 29 years planning this.
Honestly, though, things are going great, but I think that the experience of things getting more serious and like it being more is definitely a little scary.
Really?
Yeah.
Bo's vertigo
No,
came
what?
back a little bit.
Yeah. Let me ask you about that because I was worried about you. I got a text from you a couple weeks ago. We didn't talk about this last week because I didn't want to push it.
Yeah.
And you said, "Hey, my vertigo's back." I was like, "Uh-oh." What do you think that came as a result of this new pressure on you
Yeah, I think I was
to
experiencing
steal
like, a
someone's
lot.
45 minutes and do it?
Go to fairfieldcomedyclub.com. Tickets are on sale.
To see Rich
Our
Boss's act.
Instagrams, links in our bios. Both of us will be there.
Patrice O'Neill's material will
We'll
be
be done by Bo McDowell.
The first 30 will be me. The last 15 will be stuff I remember from Netflix.
Good.
Yeah.
Elephant in the Room was a great show I'm going to do.
Yeah.
No, but so what do you think? Do you think that it's really throwing you off mentally, or was that difficult to deal with?
Yeah, I think I like put a lot of pressure on myself in this last month, especially with like JFL and just doing a lot more spots and being very, very busy. And I had like a little bit of like just like I hit the wall a little bit. And I went and saw, some piece of crap doctor. And
Like a medical doctor?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I hate doctors so much.
Why?
Because they just
tell you what you
think
don't
they
wanna hear.
know everything. You know what I mean? No, they don't. They
know a lot.
They always trying to give you drugs, and the bad
Which
drugs.
you love.
I don't need the drugs anymore.
What did he want to give you, by the way?
No, he didn't want to give me any drugs.
Give
but
you seasickness medicine?
yeah,
Dramamine?
yeah,
Dramamine?
yeah.
That sounds
but-
great.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. But they're always like, well, you're anxious. You should take drugs. I'm not going to take you drugs. It's my anxiety. I know I have anxiety.
Although you were on them for years.
I was on them for, and they fucked a lot of my stuff up there.
So this is you
Meaning
good.
you couldn't get a hard on? Is that why?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
Prove it. Get hard.
Hold on.
Wolf, give the countdown. 5.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this show does not crap on an entire occupation.
I'm not a fan.
I think a lot of mental
I think
health.
they're useless.
No, doctors are very good.
No, they're not.
I have a problem with functional medicine doctors. They think you can take a fucking herb and
Oh,
suddenly
yeah.
you're fucking flying on sunshine.
That's true.
I don't like it. I
true.
personally like a good old fashioned shot of penicillin.
I want some weed. I want to relapse. Let's do
Oh,
it.
God, shut
Can we get
up.
some weed?
So listen, stop putting so much pressure on yourself.
Right.
I would
Blood
love to
pressure.
know, if we could, what occurred right leading up to this vertigo attack.
You were,
Because it
you were
sounds
looking at Uncle
horrible.
Ben's rice and you fell over like Tony
No,
Soprano.
I was searching for my wallet, which I had lost, and I was trying to get like the timing down to like when I got to leave and all this stuff. And I was and I like had a moment where I just like lost control of like balance and stuff like that.
I thought you were
And
going to say
then-
bowels, which would have been
No.
fucked up.
No, the bowels. I would have really gone to the hospital right then.
Yeah, when you're shitting yourself, you know it's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, you know what,
Some
Kate?
dried apricots.
I'm not as self-absorbed as I used to be, but
Yeah.
the first place I went to was the second place. The first thing I thought of was, oh my God, Bo lives in an apartment with stairs. What if he tumbles down the stairs? And I started laughing.
That would be fucking hilarious.
No, it'd be so awful because I can't even imagine how much that would hurt. Second, I was thinking, what if he was taking care of my dog Peggy at the time,
Right.
and had a vertigo attack? Then he'd leave her with his weird fucking mother,
She
and the
loves
mother,
Peggy.
I don't care, would feed Peggy chocolate because mom doesn't know that poisons dogs. I'd come home to Bo with a broken neck because he fell down the stairs, and a fucking collapsed dog, and a dead mother because I'd kill that fucking whore. No offense, Mrs. Bo. You're a fine lady and I like you. So I worried for my dog.
Right.
How are we
Your
going to
dog
guarantee?
was not in any danger at all.
I love that. Bo's vertigo brought her to what if my dog was. How can I put it myself?
How do I get over that fear? Because I have to go away and you have to watch Peggy. So how do I get over the fear? I have a feeling you would have not gotten a vertigo attack if you had something to take care of.
You think so?
I think your focus would not have been on the wallet. It would have been on taking care of something else, and you would have been like, I can handle this. I really think sometimes when we have something else to focus on but ourselves, that it works out better.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll get like a.
No, just fucking take care of my dog,
Like a guinea
stupid.
pig or something.
No, I don't care if the fucking hamster flush him. I don't care.
What'd you call me doing?
But please don't kill my dog. That's all I'm saying. All right?
I don't know how Peggy got into
Yeah,
this.
I mean,
Because
I'm not going to kill your
confused.
dog.
Okay, then maybe I have to apologize for my meathead moment that I just did, which I went from your trauma and your sad story to making it all about me. But it's really not about me. It's about that poor little helpless creature.
Right.
Because she's so innocent and
I'm
little.
going to kill her. No.
Shut up! I don't apologize.
Me
Never
too.
mind. Oh my God, Nick, what have you been going through? I imagine it's not falling down the stairs and dying.
Nah, dude.
None of those things are what I was going through.
Yeah.
Kind of was.
Dying. No, I have a meathead. Well, it's not even a moment. It's just been the last, I don't know,
5 years?
few years.
Something.
Wow.
I am barking up all the wrong trees.
Looking for love in
and
all
by
the wrong
trees,
places.
I mean clams, and by clams, I mean women.
Skirts?
Skirts. What's another word?
I don't know, but you
you're good with
got
this.
wait, but you got a broads. She got a nice set of gams on her.
Broads? Yeah, broads, clams,
I
skirts.
heard a guy say doll face last month to a woman in public.
Hey, doll
it
face.
was shocking.
I would have.
Was he 85?
No, he was young and it was sad.
Hey, doll face.
Well, there is
Yeah,
a
and
show
the girl
on Hulu.
liked it, which I thought was even worse.
There's a show on Hulu.
That's
because
because her dad left
He
early.
wasn't around.
She was molested. So I I think sometimes girls like a little thing like that, like a guy being a little bit like.
Listen,
You think
sweetheart.
a girl likes
Sweetheart.
Dollface?
Yeah, what about sweetheart?
Let me ask
If
you
a
something.
girl likes Dollface, you don't want to be near her.
No.
What about
Let me ask
daddy?
you
What if I
something.
called you daddy?
Oh, that's
No.
so gross.
What if I said Zaddy with a Z? Like Ty Dolla
It's
Sign.
even worse, I think.
Zaddy.
I don't think any of it's good. How about like a name? We just call each
Why
other
don't you
by
find
the-
yourself an older
Why don't I
woman?
just call you James? Because that's your real name.
All right, let's rewind. Let's reset.
It's so far off.
Reset.
I don't know what
Okay, so Nick is barking up the wrong trees. Okay,
Yeah,
so
DMX style,
Yeah,
baby.
he's trying
so
to get
what's
with chicks.
happening? Why
I don't want to go into
doing
too many
this?
specifics. I honestly don't know why. I think I'm a
Get into
little.
specifics, names,
Nope,
addresses.
nope. All bad stuff. It's not bad. It's just like I'm putting myself in bad.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Okay, go
It's
ahead.
bad.
I'm listening like Frasier. Go ahead.
Bad situations. Not bad situation. I'm fine. I'm not in like any danger or anything. I feel like I'm phrasing this the wrong way. It's just it's not good. I'm just chasing the high of like,
Conquest.
Yes.
But
Well
if
put.
you're barking up the wrong clam, if you're trying to shuck the wrong clam, as it
Yeah,
were,
maybe an oyster or two.
is there any chase involved? Any high involved?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So you're even having to chase down unworthy clam?
Yeah, I think it's just you just.
No,
I'm a hunter.
Well, here's the thing. But you got a couple clams in the stable right now.
That's a
Not
really
even-
mixed metaphor. Clams are not in a stable; they're on a beat.
Right. You got them in your
Couple clams in the net. In the
Got
net.
A couple clams in the sandcastle.
Okay, so
How about just mares
Genius.
in the stable? Let's go with
Mares.
the horses.
Mares.
All right. I think
How about we just stop dehumanizing women?
Mayor de Blasio. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop dehumanizing women and just say, I've got a couple of gals.
Yeah,
a
he's
couple
got
of
a
doll
Couple of
faces.
gals. I really don't have time to date, nor do I have any interest in downloading
right.
apps.
So
or
what's
any of
the
that shit.
problem with you having a couple of?
I know.
Lambs in
I
the
just
stable.
feel
Lambs
like
that went
it's like
bad.
it's like how I feel about almost like when food. It's like, all right, this meal's pretty good, but like I gotta get I gotta stick to the diet a little bit more.
I think, listen,
maybe I'm a control freak, so maybe that's it.
no, what it is you know that you're shooting low and that bothers you, just like a meal for you, if it's not healthy in your estimation, is shooting low. So you got two choices: shoot higher and risk rejection
Shoot
and
myself.
move on with your life in an upward motion, or stop beating yourself up over these meals and these women who just kind of are going in and out of your life because you're just stuck in the middle. You're either beating yourself up about it, which, because that's what you said, it was a meathead moment, or just fucking stop doing it.
Right.
Why can't you stop? I think, Nick, no offense,
High testosterone.
but you enjoy I don't know so much because it's I don't know gives you any excuse not to have self-discovery. So anytime we quickly go to I don't know, it means I don't want to think about it. I'm just going to keep doing my bullshit.
I gotta figure it out. I did text. I mean, therapy was yesterday, but I texted my therapist this morning, and I was like, I have some stuff I have to talk
Good.
about next week.
Yeah.
I go, why am I doing this? She's like, we'll talk about it.
Why do you think, though, she doesn't have the answers? She doesn't have the answers. You know inside why you're doing it. I think you're doing it to not risk rejection, fear of intimacy. You're afraid of moving forward. You're afraid of being good at something and going on with your life. You are afraid to be the body you want or in the relationship you want because then there's a fear of loss.
Yeah.
So
It's also like accountability. Like this is like I could kind of do whatever I want. I know I'm not going to get hurt. There's no
Right.
risk.
Yep.
So
can't
if you
fail
go off after a girl who's worthy of you, then there is a chance she could break your heart someday. If you get to your perfect weight, there's a chance that you can gain 2 pounds and then it all goes to hell, which, by the way,
Right.
neither is bad. You
No.
can fucking be whatever weight you want or date whoever you want and have your heart broken and heal. But you're in this treading water place right now, and it's got to feel very conflicting.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's probably why I was at with comedy last year. So
Right.
Wait,
yeah.
wait,
The
what do you
fear
mean?
of failure. and
fear
all
of
that.
failure and like kind of one toe in and.
But you want to know what's weird about that? The minute you committed to doing more comedy and to doing it fully, you really haven't bombed. You maybe had a couple rough sets that you didn't love, but you've never gotten crickets. I mean, if you're talking about something, I've seen
Could you
Nick,
be more insecure, dude?
I've seen Nick do fantastic, and I've seen Bo get crickets. So I'm just saying, not always.
Every now and then.
Every now and then we all eat it. Yeah, every now and then it's a
Dude,
swing
you
and a
need
miss.
it though, man. You need it.
But I
embrace
think
those now.
If you applied your desire to be in a loving relationship and have kids and to have the body you want, if you apply the same stick-to-itiveness that you did with comedy and the risk-taking and the fear of getting your heart broken kind of fades into the background, then you'd be kind of moving forward in these areas.
You're definitely right, but when I think as you're saying that, I'm like, ooh, I really don't want to move forward in those areas right now. Like I just feel like I can't, or like I really don't like. It's not my focus, and it's okay.
Right.
All right.
I think.
Well, then you have to get over.
Beating yourself up.
I'm over it. I'm just like, I'm just
acceptance.
No, it's not. Trust me, man. I'm not like sitting. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm not upset about it. I'm just like, this is. You got to figure this thing.
I think you think you're living half a life.
What do you mean by that?
Because you're half in on so many things. You're half in with women. You're half in with, the physical fitness. You're half so you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out in a lot of areas. So that's got to feel uncomfortable. So you have to either accept that that's okay,
Got to go full bush.
or go full bush.
Full bush, baby. I'm going full bush at comedy and work, and I feel great. I'm very happy and like fulfilled. I actually had a friend of mine. We were talking on the phone a few days ago, and she was asking me. She was like, "You seeing anybody?" Like, and I go, "No, none of the apps. Not seeing anyone." Because I want you to be happy. I go, "I'm actually very happy and fulfilled right now. Like, I'm enjoying everything." So she was like, "Oh, great, then cool." And I was like, "Yeah, I just don't even." So maybe that's the answer. I don't know.
Well, the answer is that there's many happy people who are single and don't want a relationship, and that's not the point.
Right,
that's
right.
fine.
Yeah.
It's that it keeps coming up that you either should want more, and maybe it's working on getting rid of the should, or it's going, wow, I really do want more, but I'm afraid.
Right.
So either one doesn't matter.
Probably
It's
that second
fine.
one.
Yeah, but that's good self-awareness, dude.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it's
Yeah.
not a meathead.
No.
And you also are you don't need to shame yourself either, because I've dated plenty of mentally unstable women. You
They
know?
had to be.
Samesies.
And
Well,
and as long as in the beginning you understand, hey, this is only going to last, as long as it can last, and it's for fun, and it's not, it's not going to be a long-term thing. You're not introducing her to your parents or anything, like, you know what I mean? So
parent.
right.
Oh. Yeah, I got sad now. As long as you don't
I bring her to the
The
grave
dick
on the
move.
second date and be like, "It's my mom."
as long as you don't fall down the steps and kill my dog.
Yeah.
Then you're fine.
Lisa's like,
with
"Listen,
me.
you two do whatever you want. If you hurt Peggy or Parker,
I'll kill you.
it's over."
I just
Parker.
think you got to accept where
Please
you
don't.
are right now, but still work on where you want to be.
Right.
That's the problem.
I'd do
Because
anything for love.
In 5, but I won't do that.
Yeah.
5 years from now, if the same shit is being talked about, you gotta have your fucking head examined for real. I would go for electroshock, where you get those freaking electrodes in your head.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
take a bath
Cuckoo's
with a
nest.
toaster later.
Yeah, I think you just
Figure it
kill
out.
yourself. 5 years from now, let's have an episode about you killing yourself.
We have
That
a
would be good.
reunion episode. We come back, Bo's shredded. He's like a fitness model. I have hair. Like it's just
That checks out all that.
and I'm dead.
Lisa's doing
I'm
comedy.
dead.
No, Lisa's back on the road, selling out Radio City and shit.
Yeah.
in the Catskills.
Hey, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. All right, let's take a break. And this week, what are we talking about, Nicholas?
Celebrating our failures.
Oh, and the list of failures.
Ooh,
is
I mean,
huge.
too big.
Yeah.
Just like me.
We'll be right back.
Miss you, dude. Come here.
Bye.
Hello, welcome back to Lose with a Dream podcast.
Podcast.
Oh boy,
What are we?
we are losers,
And we have some dreams.
and we have some dreams, dude. And I have some fruit in my throat, and by that I mean I
guy named Tony's in your throat.
Yeah, I went down on Bo during the break. Tastes like sour cream. Anyways,
Okay.
we are gonna get into our topic.
Okay.
Just celebrating
our failures.
our failures, which we do on a daily basis here at the Losers with a Dream.
Most of my material.
Yeah. Yes. It's all of our material is celebrating
True.
our failures.
Yeah, I think it's good to pay homage. Is that how you say it? Homage?
Did you say porridge? You one of the three bears?
I'm a big bear.
Yeah.
We want to pay homage to our celebrated failures.
What do you have, my man, as failures?
As failures, almost everything.
Yeah.
I like to pay homage to a failure with girls, right? Like I like
Which
to honor.
continues to this very day.
Yeah, it's a consistent thing. There's definitely like a few relationships I look back on and I try to go, hey man, like that was actually, even though it didn't work out, it was a nice time.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I have those.
And it taught me a lot.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sometimes you need. I dated a girl shortly after I had a bad breakup with my last serious ex. It was like 2 months after, and she was gorgeous, and it was just and she was fun, and it was like a good confidence boost to like just help me get. I dated her for 5 weeks, but it just was like the right thing to get me
that redheaded
back.
girl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To get me, it was just it was a thing to
was
just
good.
get me back in the game.
I know. I met you and you were with her, and I was like, "What's going on?"
I brought her and one of her really hot friends to like an open mic.
Yeah, that was. That's why it ended, by the way.
Yeah.
Bring a girl to an open.
A Stress Factory, and like you know all the comics guys we hang out with came up to me like, dude, what's going on?
Yeah. Why is there
And I
a
was
girl
like,
here? That's
yeah, they're
hot?
like, I don't understand. I was like, have you showered this week? Yeah. These fucking guys. But yeah, man. Sometimes like it's it's a quote unquote failure, but it was like something I needed. Like it just was like the thing I needed to get back in the game.
Yeah.
Like it was like I thought I was gonna win. I lost the championship. I took 2 months off. And then I got some.
Next thing you know, you get a playoff
I got
spot.
I got a sports psychologist to help me get my head back in the game. The next thing you know, I'm hitting fucking home runs.
Yeah. Well, there's always the good thing of knowing that you can still do it. Still swing the bat, as they say. But even like relationships that have failed though, like I'm like, yeah, that was good, because if I didn't have that relationship, then I probably wouldn't be as good of a husband to the girl that I hope to marry. Do you know what I mean? Like if you don't have a series of bad or relationships that have good parts and bad parts, right? Then you don't really understand how to be in a relationship.
No.
So then it's the failure is the point. Like you have to keep failing so that when you're with the person that you don't want to fail with, you know what to do. Isn't that amazing that I came up with that? Fucking Dr. Phil over here, dude.
Yeah, get in there, Kirk Franklin. Preach, preacher. Shut up, Bo. Anyway, yeah, I think celebrating failures is important.
Yes.
It's kind of like, it's similar to the regrets episode, but not really. You need to celebrate some of these things.
Yeah, like I wanted to play the trombone.
Dude, the
And
best.
I wanted to
If
be
you
a trombonist.
listen
I still
at
have it
home,
in-
he has it. If you
House.
want to laugh the hardest you've ever laughed, you get on a Zoom call with Bo, and he starts playing the fucking trombone.
Yeah.
I've never seen. There was a group of comics when the pandemic very first hit, and we all did like a big Zoom call together. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
20 of us, or probably 10, 15 of us.
Yeah.
And Bo pulled out his trombone and started playing horribly. We were all hyperventilating. We were laughing so hard.
Dude, and it is a failure because whenever I see that trombone, I think, man, I was going to be in New Orleans at this time. This time of year, I should be in New Orleans practicing for my gig with Trombone Shorty and Corey Henry and them. But it didn't happen.
It's not working
I am
out,
not a professional musician. That's what I thought I was gonna
And you are a mediocre closer for comedy.
Yeah, apparently. And buy tickets, fairfieldcomedy.com.
Next
But-
comedy stop, Boston.
But yeah, I definitely I can celebrate that. You know what I mean? Like it was a try. And hey, maybe 20 years from now when this has all gone bad and I'm having a tough time, maybe I get back into that trombone. Maybe I pull out that brass and I start playing with it. And then all of a sudden,
You brass monkey, you.
yeah, magic happens. I could be the Rodney Dangerfield of tromboning.
You're 50 and you hit it big.
Yeah, yeah. It's true.
That can happen.
It can happen. So, we can celebrate the fact that, hey, I gave it a shot.
Yeah.
And in the future, I will be very successful at it, no matter what.
Yeah, I don't have any failures, so let's just move on.
Yeah, okay. What about, okay.
No,
Come on.
Celebrating certain failures, I'll tell you. Maybe I will say there was a point in my mid to late 20s where I was going back to school. As I wanted to go.
You had already done Springfield, the esteemed.
I wanted to get a doctorate in physical therapy,
Right.
or I wanted to go to PA school, and I was taking prerequisites for that.
Wow.
And I remember being in chemistry, and I was like 26 at the time. If there was a time for me to go back to school, it was right after college, because I was like, there's this weird
You gotta
thing.
stay in. You can't, yeah.
Dude, there's this weird thing, and I'm sure this never happened to Lisa, but there's this weird thing that happens. Like, I feel like after you're a few years out of school, and I was trying to do schoolwork, and I was like, I'm not here anymore. Like, I would read essays I wrote in college 4 years after, years after college, and I was like, how did I write that? I couldn't put a sentence together now.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's just like the training of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was doing it. I was spending a lot of money, these prereqs, and I'm looking at the prices of these schools, and I already have debt. And I was in chemistry, and I was like, this ain't for me, man. Like, this is not good. I stopped. I dove into training, which has been, awesome, and I'm happy I did it. And I'm happy I went back to school and kind of learned that. I thought I needed to have a master's degree.
Right.
My grandmother drilled it into my fucking head. That's all. She was all about status. I mean, like, that's what the woman did. She was all
And you
about
never achieved any of the things she wanted you to do.
No, and she didn't achieve anything much either. So
She's looking up right now. Going,
fuck her.
You never did.
She had a lot of debt because she wanted to look nice in her apartment.
Yeah,
so
she's a real piece of shit.
Let's.
She sucks.
She does.
We hate her.
Oh god.
This podcast.
Bo's
needs be
trying to
called-
punch up everything today, and it's just like, you're not Tim Dillon, bro. Like, you
I
what
know
mean?
I'm not, but I look a little like him.
Oh, you're a fat white guy who's gay. But listen, no, but I'm glad because it made me kind of dive into what I do now, and I love what I do now for work, and also I also got to start my first. After that ended, I started my first podcast.
Yeah.
A fitness podcast that I had for 2 years.
And that failed, right?
Yeah, we had more downloads than this one, but.
Don't put that.
But that's what. Yeah, we're talking about celebrating failures. That's what I was getting into.
That.
You
Delete that.
dumb it. Yeah, I did it myself. So, but I had a fitness podcast, but I wanted to turn it into a business, and I wanted to do it right, and it didn't work out. But the experiences and the connections I made, and the amount of fun I had doing it was absolutely phenomenal. And
Right.
I still have those connections today. And if I ever, I have these opportunities to go on other podcasts or start another podcast and have people I can talk to, have a network. And it's just cool, man. And I celebrate that failure because I would do it again today.
And yeah, you can always go back and
do it again today.
Nick Scopoletti's protein hour, and that'll be great.
Ooh, the
great.
eggplant hour. Gay for pay also.
Yeah.
What other names should my podcast be?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think if you need to focus on, supplements and talking to other losers about supplements, I think that's a great idea. I think you should follow that.
Coming from the guy that meets with losers 4 days a week to talk about all their
Talk about their
failures.
past supplements.
Yeah. Their past supplemental use.
Yeah. So
I'm kidding. I'm kidding about the AAP. I love all you guys.
Yeah.
They're all so nice.
So you
They're
got
good huggers.
great huggers.
Love hugging.
So you got a lot out of that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to have pretty like Lisa said before, no regrets. I've had to have pretty cool experiences and got to do things I never thought I would do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is pretty fucking, it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is I don't compare myself to my friends at all. I'm not I have one client. I really don't like him. But this guy, every week, he asks about my dating life. And he's like 60-something years old. And he's like, clock's ticking. Every week.
You're almost dead, pal. That's what you gotta say to him.
Clock's ticking. Meanwhile, this guy, like,
I'm not the one who should be worried about
he's
a
in his,
clock.
like, late 60s, and he talks about how the girls in the gym, he's like, she's going to be chubby when she's older.
Oh, well, this guy's a dirtbag.
Gross, dude. I hate training him. Anyway. But he always brings that shit up, and I'm like, as he says these things, I'm like, there's a part of me that I feel like I should be mad at this, but I'm also like,
I think it's kind of funny.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? All right, let's say I force myself to date a woman. I don't feel that it's right, but and there's people who have done this. They're like, well, I've been with them. I think we talked about it in previous podcasts. They're like, oh, I've been with them 5 years. Might as well just do the whole thing. But yeah, might as well just get into a legally binding contract.
Right.
Well,
we
you
talked
fucking
about
nuts.
Yeah.
Like, dude, think about, like, if I really, really wanted to, like, I looked at my friends. I'm like, I want a wife and kids, and I didn't care what the cost. I
Right.
would give up. You know what I mean? Just
Anything
to
for
be
that
like,
kid.
hey, we're the same.
Look, I'm going to Home Depot.
Yeah, look, our kids go to school. It's like, dude, it's not my
Yeah.
journey, dude. It's not my path.
Okay.
Which is like, it's just like, here's the deal, man. Listen up, dude. I'm going to a music festival with Wolf. I want to go home.
All right. Relax.
So we're celebrating. Yeah, I
our
celebrate
failures.
those failures.
Okay,
though.
I failed many
At
things.
Comedy.
Not yet. Not yet. No, but
We're on our way, babe.
I definitely failed at being a drinker.
Cute. Oh.
I failed at being the life of the party. That was always my goal, and I failed at it. But you know what? When I think back, I had some fun times. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can definitely celebrate the period of time where I was a out of control drug addict and alcoholic, because there's a lot of it that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, and that's why when you're sitting around with a group of drunks or a group of addicts or whatever, like you're talking, and not all of it is like, oh man, this is what I did. A lot of it's like, yeah, it was kind of fun. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, because and I like to celebrate those parts of it. You know what I mean? And not like sit in like the constant, oh well, I was in this form and it was terrible and I was hiding this. Like, you don't need to constantly be dredging up the sadness of it, because there is a lot of excitement to it too. Like, you know, you were living wrong, but it was fun. You know?
I got a buddy of mine who just we went through a super hard time literally within like a month of each other, like 3 weeks. And it was to the point where both of us were unemployed for about 2 months, and he was so depressed after what happened to him that I would literally go pick him up, and we would just go to the gym once a day and like just stay there for a few hours and work out, then go to the diner, have talks. But like, he didn't talk for like 2 weeks. It was like we were going through it at like the same time. And he's been, you know, bouncing around, doing things, but kind of like just following his heart, and he's trying things. And he went back to school too. And, you know,
It's gonna be an open mic in like 3 weeks.
no, he's not going to
Okay,
do that. He has no
good.
desire. What I was getting to is that, you know, he's pursuing more of, he was doing the training thing, and now he's really phenomenal graphic designer. And he just got like this is his dream, like a salary job, fully remote
Yeah.
graphic design job. And you know what I mean? And he's like, I could not be happier, because it's but he's like, dude, all those things I thought I needed to go back to school, do physical therapy, do PA school, whatever it is.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I actually had a period of time where I thought I was going to be a physical therapist. I had just finished high school, and I had found a program at Sacred Heart University that I could do.
School.
And I was like, you know what? Well, I'll go be a physical therapist. I'll do a few years at the community college, get a little associates, and I'll go and finish it off at Sacred Heart. And then I found out that it's like probably like $60,000 a semester for Sacred Heart, and I was like,
A
year, but still, that's too much money. So then I decided,
Oh, dude, it's
I'll just do
insane, bro.
communications, yeah.
It's insane. I was looking at the top PT school in the nation, I believe at the time, was USC.
Right.
I would have came out of there with $160,000.
But don't you make a lot of money there?
You make 6 figures when you get out.
Yeah, six figures. So
but
shut up.
you're still in a lot of debt, dude. It's still
Anyways.
wild, and it's
Not if
just
you're rich like me.
you're
No,
still
so-
in a lot of debt.
Yeah, but I mean, that's an idea where you go, all right, I could have failed at that, but I decided, whatever. I'm going to go the easier route.
Yeah, it also I would tell one of the things that happened to me too. I was going to PT school, and I was putting all this weight in the status of having the degree. It wasn't even about wanting to do physical therapy. It was to like say that I did. You know what I mean? It was like to say that I did it. But I remember I was working at this gym under a guy who kind of mentored me, and he, brilliant, had phenomenal knowledge base to the point where there was a physical therapy clinic underneath us, and they would send people to him to like fix them.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. All these people downstairs with doctorates in physical therapy are sending their people to him because they can't figure it out. And I'm like, maybe I'm looking at the wrong side of things.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll just, help people out this way. And there was one woman in particular we helped out tremendously, and it's the reason why I stayed in training. But yeah, I'm kind of glad I went through that though. It was annoying at the time, went through a lot of debt.
Yeah.
Racked up some credit cards.
I feel like anything we go through, it doesn't really matter, right? Like I think at the age that we're at, I mean, you're just starting to get into like it counts time.
A little bit.
But like right now, I'm still in a little bit of garbage time. Like 29, that's garbage time.
Yeah, it's garbage time.
Like where you're just like the stuff that you try or that you throw your whole weight into at this age it's not going to make or break you. It's not going to end your life. Failing at a podcast or failing at a career change, it's not going to break you, right? But once you start hitting that, it's interesting because I did talk to a guy recently who's around our age, and he was like 35, 36.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, there's something that happens to like the 29, 30, and 31-year-old that isn't quite, that if what you're doing isn't starting to turn into something, there becomes like a lot of fear. And I was like, I could definitely see that. You know what I mean? Like if I was doing something where it wasn't starting to at least look like it had promise, then I would really start to be like, oh no, like what do I do?
Yeah,
what do I do?
yeah.
And that's when you start grabbing for the safe thing, Yeah. But I think no matter what, if you go all the way in, and even if you do fail, there's something to celebrate there, because it's like, hey man, like you can at least you can celebrate the attempt. You know what I mean? You can celebrate the I tried.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like to put your whole anything into something is a complete accomplishment.
Yeah.
Whether or not it turns into money or fame or success or even a meal, doesn't really matter.
Kissing guys.
Kissing guys.
What?
Thanks.
We are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with the one and only head clam in charge,
Claim in charge.
Lisa, the actual headliner, Lampanelli.
BarefootComedyClub.com.
Oh my God. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Losers with a Dream. We are losers, and man,
We got some big dreams.
we're tired and hungry.
Yeah, we don't have any
I'm eating a
dreams left.
vegan wrap. This is how you know I've given up. It's time to kill myself.
Oh my God. Well, we need to talk about this subject.
Yep.
We need to celebrate the failure of this episode, because that was, you guys, that segment was a fucking abortion. I am telling you
Bad.
right
It was
now,
bad.
I
It
am
was not
all
good.
pro-choice, and I say we cut that whole thing out and behead it. Because, boy, you guys, you don't, you did, even Bo,
things
I'm
fail.
used to Nick being about as shallow as you possibly can. I get it. He's limited, and I've accepted it. But you, Bo, you with your energy level at a
Phoned it in.
-8, he's phoning it in. But I will not phone it in because I am a professional. As you were talking, and I was not listening because it wasn't compelling, I was making a list of all my failures, and I think it's a good exercise for me to read them aloud. And these are only in recent years.
Okay.
As you know, I was a big success with comedy, but does lightning strike twice? The answer is absolutely not. I have had 2 failed off-Broadway shows. I failed as an actor. I failed in acting class. I had a non-best-selling autobiography. I had 3 podcast failures. I went to Yale for 3 months and then got rejected the next summer. I have failed at weight loss 800 fucking times. I have 2 failed marriages, and every single adult male relationship of my life failed at ballroom dancing, failed at tap dancing, and 347 friendships. So we have to be fearless of our failure
Yeah.
and say, wait a minute. There's one way I have not failed, and that is by staying in the game.
Yeah.
By being a human and evolving and growing, and I think that's the problem. People have failure after failure. And all these, most of these are stacked up after I retired from comedy. So I'm like, oh, wow. I don't try to chase the dream anymore or the high, but it's like, wow, you don't have to get out of the game, even if it doesn't result in financial gain or if it doesn't result in some kind of a soothed ego. You just have to keep growing and staying and taking risks that make you happy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because what the problem is people, they fail once and they go, fuck it, I get the day job, or fuck it, I just, put my dreams away.
Right.
So do we have to do that? No. Chances are, okay, I remember when I started comedy, this guy said to me after the first time I bombed, he goes, you learn nothing from killing, you learn everything from bombing. So, Nick, if you were to take something you bombed at in life, what's something you bombed at? You just fucking couldn't do it. You couldn't make it work.
Definitely going back to school, like taking those prerequisites. I was like, there's no.
And by the
shot.
way, when you said, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, you're absolutely right. When you try to study like a student after several years of not, it's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
And that's why when I did that program at Yale for acting,
shattering.
I couldn't retain knowledge. I could do the
Isn't it
acting
weird?
stuff.
It's
No,
weird.
it's you're out of practice. It's a muscle you're not using anymore. And as a trainer, you know that analogy.
Yeah, right.
So check it out. I literally was so bad at researching papers that I paid my assistant to write my term paper for me. I said it on the radio. I told the fucking head of the class. I said, dude, the head of the program, I go, dude, truth be told, Jackie wrote that fucking paper on the Crucible. I didn't. So, and again, it was just like a diploma program. It didn't even really count.
Yeah.
But I did not know how to study. So I get it. So if you take that failure and you go, okay, it's a failure how? Like, in what way is that a failure? What does that say? What part of it was a failure to you?
I don't know. I think I just put, because I actually got through college and then I was like, I could do this again. And then I went in there and then I kind of bailed on it. I don't know. I just feel like I was pussied out, I guess.
But why is that pussied out if you go, wait, this is just not something I want badly enough to twist myself for?
Yeah, it's like, I was like, I don't even, I have to go work and then I have to do homework. And then what are you, crazy? I'm not in the mood for this shit.
Right, but I think the whole thing is going, okay, everybody fails at stuff, but what do we learn from that failure? What's your takeaway? Because mine, with all those things I just listed, it's that, okay, well, I may suck at all those things and I may not have gotten the financial reward I wanted, but at least I kept trying. And I keep taking risks. Because I think the problem is people have a bunch of failures and they're like, ooh, I can't risk any more of my self-esteem. Who gives a shit?
I think I was trying to make a weakness a strength instead of doubling down on my strengths that I had. I think
So what weakness you were kind of...
for school, just not being good in school and like getting a degree and like so many people, I mean, told the story millions of times, but just how bad I was in high school. No one expected me to even go to a college. It literally was like
Right.
people literally like friends' parents or whatever, and teachers would come up to me and be like, so what are you going to do?
Right.
Like that. That was how they, at graduation, my English teacher, who I love, gave me a hug and he goes, all right, what the fuck are you going to do now?
Right.
And he goes, your friends, you're not on the football team anymore. He goes, what are you going to do? And I was like, I guess I got to go to community college. You know what I mean? I think I was trying to like prove something. Like, I can make this.
Yes.
Make this my strength. I could be good at school. Look, I got a fucking master's degree. I got a doctorate in physical therapy. But it was like, why not just focus on the shit I am good at? Like connecting with people or being a good trainer.
Yes.
Like, why not just focus on that shit?
So you learn that your strengths are where you should put your effort. And by the way, say we don't have a strength, say school, say speaking another language, whatever. As long as we're doing it just to learn and to go, oh, that'd be nice to see if I have this skill, and then let it go if it doesn't work for you.
Right.
But I think the whole idea that we have to twist ourselves to have these imaginary successes, like why would I need a show on Broadway? Like why? To prove that I'm worthy? It's like, how about I just fucking celebrate that every time I fucking audition for something, I eat it. And I go, well, it kept me. And the way to celebrate,
eat it.
I fucking eat a cock because I'm like, I'm not good at auditioning. So if you want to give me the part, that's great. But I have to say then, okay, I got to celebrate the fact that I suck big time at this. and it's just not something that's that interesting to me anymore. But then you can't take it personally and look back with regrets like we talked about last week.
Do you think it's easier to take those failures because you were very successful at something?
I'm trying to think, because before I failed at a lot of stuff before I started comedy.
Yeah.
So I always knew I wasn't going to be like a great writer. I always knew I wasn't going to be great.
You had a good career, long career that like if you didn't
I think actually it's harder to take failures after a big success, because at first you're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I can't do everything.
What?
Yeah.
My book didn't get on the New York Times bestseller list. My podcast only has 8,000 downloads a week. Like back then, that was like, oh, you should be so ashamed. You just got out of comedy. You should be able to have 20,000 a week or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. And then you're like, but like, it's okay, because what did I learn? I learned that I don't need that.
Okay.
So I think it's just, that's where the celebratory part comes in. So what do you think, Bo? Do you have anything you have colossally failed at?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely failed at school. I mean, anything I tried to do in school, I failed at. My degree is kind of like, it was kind of a means to an end to just get me a job.
Right.
Which was great. And, you know, I mean, I still have a job now. Like, I still am a salesperson. But I think I always wanted to Nick's point, kind of like have something that I studied and was like proficient at. Whereas really, I'm only really proficient at talking and like talking to people. And like, you know, it's really my only skill is like being able to kind of, you know, manipulate words and talk to people. So I definitely was bummed that I failed at school the way that I did. Like, I mean, I had a 1.4 GPA in high school, and then I had a 2.6 in college and graduated with, you know, just barely.
Right.
And I always looked at that as kind of like a failure, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, I got the degree that helped me make the money that I need to make, and I truly don't need much more.
Right.
Like, I don't really. There would be no. I wouldn't look back on it and go, "Oh, I had a 4.0, and I got
Right.
this." Like, it just wouldn't really matter.
Well, but the truth is too, the reason a celebratory idea comes in is where you go, what did that failure save me from?
Yeah.
So if you had gotten a 4.0 and you end up working some Fortune 500 company and you're like a soulless asshole and you rob the world of your sparkling wit and humor. No, I mean, it would have never gotten you to where you needed to do that. And by the way, then you're 50 years old and you finally decide to try comedy because you've put it off for so long.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I remember when I was a journalist, there was a guy I had to do a story on who at 50 finally started auditioning and was getting acting parts.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, waiting until 50 to get your dream going?
Yeah.
But see, if you had been a success in anything else, you probably would have put off comedy.
Yeah.
So it's what are we saved from? For instance, so if I take, what was I saved from random fucking thing that I failed at? Okay, if I got accepted to Yale the next year for the summer, what would I have not gotten if I'd been accepted? Whatever experience happened that next summer, the relaxation or the peace or the retreats I went on or anything else I did, and it would have kept me in the success chase. Like, oh, look at now I went for 2 years. Oh, I learned how to be queer fucking theater shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's
Just
like
the name of my new podcast. Queer Theater
Queer
Shit.
theater. It saved me from a summer that was chasing a high that never would have felt good anyway.
Right.
So, I mean, people say that the more you fail at stuff, the easier it gets to be. And I did read something super queer that you guys would hate. And it's like in companies, they'll do things like have a funeral for your idea. No, I know. It sounds queer. And another one, I like this one though. They said, give someone the heroic failure award, which by the way, I love. But the one I really liked, even though it sounds flaky, and I could really picture this in my house, they said, have a fail wall.
Yeah.
And I
That's
couldn't,
funny.
6 months ago, I would have been too ashamed of all those things to say them out loud because, oh my God, I failed at this, I failed at that. But something shifted in the past 6 months that I'm like, oh my God, I keep failing at everything and it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Because I keep getting better as a human and more tolerant and more compassionate and have more empathy for people who have struggles. So I think I'm going to do a fail wall in my apartment because it doesn't hurt as much. I think the
Yeah.
more distance you get from it, the less it hurts.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's all it is like mourning that death of that dream or whatever, which we've spoken
right.
about. And it's like, you know, it's okay to not have it. And here's, by the way, if it did go all the way, like if your Broadway play went all the way, or, if I was a neuroscientist, which would
Right.
never happen,
Yeah.
we're living in a world that probably isn't as nice as the one we are in now.
Right.
You know,
and
like-
are you a believer in sliding doors where it depends, like it doesn't matter which way you get there, you're going to end up at the same place?
Yes. Yeah.
I am too. So I think part of me is like, look, man, I was supposed to end up here no matter what.
Right.
I was supposed to end up with an enormously unsuccessul podcast, but have you guys as friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Nick will fade out and not be a true friend. But no. In other words, it's just I think we get what we get, and we don't get upset. No, I think we end up where we're supposed to be.
Well, there's this idea that's, kind of like an AA thing where it's just that my life is really not my business.
yeah.
Right? Where it's like I can go out and try and shuck and jive, all these different things. But the reality is like I'm going where I'm going.
Yeah.
The future is set, and I just have to kind of get on the road and just get out of the way.
It's true. You're just going to get on that bandwagon.
Because it's going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like
whatever's supposed to will.
Yeah, I can't really sabotage myself to the point where comedy would just disappear in the next 6 months, right? I can't.
Well, not 6 months, no.
Yeah, but I also can't it's not gonna explode. It's gonna happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Right.
And it's like I know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to show up, and you're supposed to do the right thing, right? But
So
the
if you
results
ended
are
up
not.
just sort of we've all worked with those comics who are afraid to leave a certain city and are doing the same shit over and over after 30 years and kind of like just kind of not writing new stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think if your future was like, look, man, I'm just going to be like the closer in my town, but I'm enjoying it.
Right.
Do you think that's a failure, or do you think it's a success because you are doing something that makes you happy?
I think it depends on how I'm doing it. I think it is a failure if there's no passion in it and I'm still doing it.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so you stayed too long at the fair, that
Right,
guy.
right. Like if let's say I'm still closing, like a lower level club in the city,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm doing that night after night, and I'm doing the same act that I've done
Yes.
for 10, 20 years, and there's no nuance to it. I'm just getting up there,
Yeah.
just getting through it. Then I would definitely look at it as a failure because what am I really doing? There's no inspiration, there's no passion. But if I was closing every night in the city and I was doing a new 20 minutes every month or every
Yep,
2 months, then I go, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool that you're always continuing to push yourself and you're continuing to do it.
So the external isn't what really
No.
matters. It's the internal. So
Right.
yeah, I think that avoids a lot of bitterness too.
Yeah.
Because being able to own all my failures of the past few years, I'm like, well, then you can't really be bitter about it because you're not going, it was so-and-so's fault. Every one of those marriages and relationships that didn't work out, it was that guy. So it keeps us out of blame. It keeps us taking, still having risk, going, hey, that sounds cute. Let me try that.
Yeah.
Chances are we'll probably bomb more in life than we succeed,
Oh, yeah.
but it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. And for the most part, it's not really bombing as long as you had fun or if it was a positive experience. Like
That's true.
Most of the stuff I've done that I failed at was at least a positive. Even going in and taking those like trombone classes with that guy.
I agree.
It was a positive experience.
Trombone.
Yeah, boy, he has a
Yeah,
trombone.
like, it was cool. It was cool going into Juilliard with my thing and being like, all right, cool, learn how to
Like the maintenance guys here.
And it was just like, it's just fun, man. It was a fun little thing.
Right. No, I get it. All right, so listen, the lesson is You're only a failure if others say you are. No.
Yeah.
You're only a failure if you're not having fun and you're not growing. So people, don't worry about it. Because sometimes you just...
No, you don't worry about it.
You don't fucking worry. I
You
kick you
shut
in the
the fuck up.
Throw a funeral for your ideas. Put your failures on a wall. Get familiar with them.
Throw yourself down a flight of
Throw yourself
stairs.
out a fucking window. I'll kick you in the ass. You guys will be back next week, or we won't. Who gives a fuck?
We digress.
All right.
Gone home.
Bye, losers. We love you. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to Losers with a Dream. We'll see you next week when you got more time to kill. Fucking hate these guys.
How many hearts have you broken? How many tears